Bună ziua, doamnelor și domnilor! Sunt extrem de onorată să vă prezint pe unul dintre cei mai străluciți oameni de știință, laureat al premiului Nobel pentru chimie în 2004, profesorul Aaron Ciechanover. You are the Nobel Prize laureate for huge discovery which saved millions of lives, the discovery of the process of ubiquitin, degradation of proteins. How this work? Why so many lives are saved thanks to this discovery?
Well, we made the basic discovery of how proteins are degraded, but the development of the drugs came later by drug companies, and that's the way that science is working. You know, you're not building the whole building. You know, the scientists put the base, and then other scientists link the base to diseases, and then the companies are coming. So that's the beauty of science and of international collaboration and transparency and communication and so on. And people discovered that there are systems in the body that need protein to be degraded in order to cure the disease. And one particular disease that you are talking about is one type of cancer. It's type of lymphoma. It's like a leukemia. It's malignancy of the blood. We are inhibiting the system. We are not letting it work. So bad proteins are accumulating and they kill the cell. In that sense, it's not a chemotherapy. It's a very different type of treatment. So it's a novel type of treatment. And so you let bad protein come up. They kill the cancer cell. People with this disease died within few months to the diagnosis, and now they live 5, 10, 15 years with high quality of life. Many of them are being completely cured, and I think that it's satisfactory because as a doctor, you treat one patient by one. Here, if you are discovering something major, you can impact the lives of millions at one shot, which is...
What other diseases could be treated with this?
So the one disease is, of course, multiple myeloma. It's this type of leukemia. But now people are going also to brain diseases, Alzheimer and Parkinson and ALS and so on and so forth.
Could this be used for all type of cancers?
Not yet. For now, it's being used for several. But, you know, you need to try them one by one. And it takes time. Hopefully, it will be expanded into other types of cancer.
The Nobel Prize Committee named this molecule the kiss of death.
Right. It's kind of a dramatic name to call ubiquitin, the molecule that we discovered, kiss of death, because when it attaches to a protein, it leads to its degradation, so to garbaging it. It's like putting the protein, it put the protein like in, if you are working in the kitchen, to the blender. So once ubiquitin is attached to the protein goes to the blender. So it kills it.
How long does it take from the idea to the medicine?
Well, it depends how you count. We didn't have any idea. We had an idea to work on protein degradation. We didn't know about ubiquitin. So we discovered it. I think that the basic discovery took us something between 5, maybe 7 years. Then people came with models of diseases in animals, and then the drug development. I think that we started the work at around the mid-70s, late 70s. And I think that the drug came to the market at the early 2000s, 25 years. It's slow.
But how did you see it?
I was a graduate student with Professor Avram Hershko, and he was interested in the problem of how proteins are degraded. And but we didn't have the idea of the mechanism, so we had a question. Then we started to look for a system. And it took us about 5 to 7 years to discover the system, but once we discovered it, we still didn't know that it's important. Then it took other people more time to take the system that we discovered and to study diseases. And then it took the drug companies another time to develop the drug. So altogether, the drugs came to the first drug came to the market in the early 2000s. So you can say 20 to 25 years from beginning to a drug.
It has such an interesting picture, the image of this ubiquity.
Well, it's what you saw is a three-dimensional structure, and people have, it's beautiful, it's nature. I think that nature is the best artist. It looks like a spring with wings, and but that's real. It is real. This is the structure of the molecule. How it looks in the three dimension. It's nature. It's amazing.
This could be used in order to prevent aging, to have a longer and healthier life.
People want to live long, and they want to live healthy, and they want to remain young and beautiful. People want everything. Live long, remain young, healthy, everything. I don't know if everything is possible, but in principle, it might be possible in the future because the system takes bad proteins. And as we get older, more bad proteins are accumulating. So maybe, but don't forget that the system also becomes old. So it's not, we become old because the system becomes old. So we need also to make the system young and active to remove bad proteins, and then maybe we can affect aging, maybe.
In what extent the age could be reversed to become younger even if you are...
You cannot reverse age, but maybe you can reverse diseases from being developed. Let's say that old people will not develop Alzheimer. Then they remain healthy for a longer period of time. So you may not, I'm not going probably to be younger and running and having my hair not white but black again, but I think that if you are healthy, then it's okay. Because what happens with age is that we become sick.
To what extent stress reaction and inflammatory reaction caused by stress could be
Right, but the inflammation
treated.
is the base, you know. Part of cancer is inflammation. In order to get cancer, many people have chronic inflammation for years. And people claim that heart diseases are also inflammation and also brain. So inflammation is the base. And from inflammation, cancer starts, maybe brain, maybe heart. Yeah, but inflammatory, you are right. Inflammatory disorders are major issue, but they lead to cancer. So you first have inflammation and then cancer. You first have inflammation and then heart attack. You first have inflammation and then maybe brain disease.
And there is a solution.
Inflammation is very important, fundamental diseases that leads to different directions.
And how could we get rid of the inflammation in order to prevent this?
Well, it's hard. Some people take aspirin, but I'm not recommending it. It's not clear. It's really not clear because don't forget, if you take drug for many years, it has also side effects. So aspirin can cause bleeding and so on and so forth. So,
But vitamin C?
I don't know. I'm not here to recommend anything.
DNA repair. How could this be?
So DNA repair is also part of aging. You know, we are under the sun all the time. We are under influence of chemicals. We are under many dangers, and the DNA breaks and makes mistakes. DNA is the genetic material, but it has a mechanism to repair itself. But part of aging, that the repair mechanism is not working well. So aging is not like, okay, like you have face. Aging is a deep changes in our fundamental system, like in our immune system. You know, when you are young, influenza is okay, but old people die from influenza because the immune system doesn't work well. The ubiquitin system doesn't work well, so we have bad proteins. DNA doesn't work well, DNA repair, so we have cancer. So aging is a multi-system, you know, weakening of our basic fundamental system.
You talk also about the programmed death cell. How can this be stopped?
Programmed cell death is good in many things. You know, if you have a cell that have a mutation, you want to have programmed cell death. You want the body to kill it, because if the DNA is mutated, if the cell is not dead, it can go to cancer. So programmed cell death is very important. In general, cell death is a very good mechanism to prevent cell damage, because if the cell has damage, you want to kill it. So actually, if cell death is impaired and doesn't work well, we also might get cancer.
Now, what is your project?
Well, we are working on the ubiquitin system in the laboratory, and we have a new drug for cancer that we are developing. Of course, we have a company, and maybe we shall have another drug one day, hopefully fast, but you never know.
Kind of cancer.
Only clinical trials with patients will tell us.
And what is your dream?
My dream, to help people. I don't think that we can remove cancer, we can remove aging, but we did affect the life of people, and I think that if you are able to help people, and mostly people in poor countries, because we are living in the West. Romania is part of Europe now. I think that medicine is not shared equally among all people. People in Africa, in poor countries, need much more than we give them. So I think that we want to help people, but we want to help all people, not only the people that are rich and can afford it.
How do you see the next 10 years, for instance, regarding the new technologies and for saving lives?
Medicine is moving very fast in different aspects. And they are, from drugs to stem cells to imaging to medicine is really making a huge progress. But again, the problem is to make it accessible to all people. I want, again, to see medicine shared more among all citizens of the world, because I think that human beings deserve good medicine. They deserve good education and good medicine. This is very fundamental need of all people, regardless whether they are rich or poor, live in Romania or live in Africa or live in Japan.
You have a project with Romania, maybe Romanian scientists?
We have, I have some collaboration in Cluj with some very good cancer researcher, and it's going very well. Visited Romania many times,
How do you find it?
Very nice country and very nice people, very hospitable, excellent food. Very good food.
What do you prefer?
Bitatei.
And what is your message for Romanian people?
Keep your health. The best thing in medicine is to prevent disease than to get a doctor to cure it. If you can prevent diseases, keep active, good diet, good lifestyle. Better to prevent disease than to get disease and cure it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much.